All right, so going into this election, whoever emerged victorious between Dr. Bawumia and President Mahama, they will set these 5 records. And we want to say that this record is starting from 1992. That is from the Fourth Republic, right? We are not going beyond that time. Until from the year 1992, Ghana, we entered into the Fourth Republic. We are saying that about 2 years coming said Dr. Bawumia Ewinia, now President Mahama Ewinia, these 5 records will be attributed to the member Setisa records 5 year Eba Bubosi. So let's get into the video. Okay, before we delve into the analysis of whoever is going to set what record at the end of this election, we just want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, like our videos, and share with your friends so that they can also have a feel of what is going on this channel. Okay, election 2024 is finally here, and we have put together this video to talk to you about 5 records that either President Mahama or Vice President Bawumia is likely to set should they emerge winners in this general election. We are saying this knowing that there are other candidates as well on the ballot paper. We all know we have 13 people contesting for this presidency. But you see, a kind of a 2-horse race, right? It's between NDC and MPP. And President Mahama staging a comeback is going to be a new person in the office of president, in the person of Dr. Mahama and Bawumia. So these are the records, 5 records these 2 gentlemen is likely to set should they win this general election. So let's start from Dr. Bawumia. So Dr. Bawumia winning election is going to be the first technocrat or first non-politician will winning election, general election on his first appearance. We all know the first technocrat is Professor John Evans Atamils on making the first attempt, but unfortunately when Timia winning election, so he had to come back again after President Kufuor serving the 2 terms, every year. Into Dr. Bawumia, he will be the first non-career politician. Just will be our own holding any political office beyond, apart from saying he was called to become the vice president. When you're a member of parliament, that when you're assemblyman, that his first position in presidency was being called to become vice president. But we know that is not a career as you can put it, right? He will be the first technocrat to appear on a ballot paper going straight into an election, our winning election. Secondly, Dr. Bawumia will also become the first person to have appeared on the ballot paper and won the election without tasting the office of president prior. Let me state it again. Dr. Bawumia will be the first person our election winning wabra untasted the office of the president before. We are putting this caveat out because we all know that President Mahama, the first time he appeared on the ballot paper, he won it, right? But he won it having completed President Mills' tenure of office. It's not just Obeka said, "Would you president that?" And then going into the election, he was the incumbent. But Dr. Bawumia, in this instance, is not the incumbent. He's going in as a first timer. So he'll be the first person to appear on the ballot paper and have succeeded in winning the general election. All right. So the third thing Dr. Bawumia will achieve if he wins this election is he'll be the first person now or moving straight from the vice presidency position into the president's position. Again, we all know that President Mahama has also had a similar experience. He was the vice president to Professor Atamils, and then after the demise of Professor Mills, he assumed the office of presidency and then became the president subsequently after the election. But in the case of Dr. Bawumia, he is moving straight from the office of vice president straight into the office of president should he win this upcoming general election. So the first thing for Dr. Bawumia, as we all know, he is the first Northerner on the ticket of the MPP as the main presidential candidate. In the past, Northerners are no more MPP tickets, they were all vice presidents. We can talk of Vice President Aliu Mahama, who was a Northerner. We can also talk about the Bawumia himself as a Northerner, but he appeared as a vice president. So he's going to be the first Northerner on the ticket of MPP going into the election. So the last one for Dr. Bawumia is that so in the election now, he will be the first president to have an Ashanti as his vice president. Starting from President Jerry Rawlings in 1992. We all know his vice president was called Nkensenaka, and then later on he had Vice President Atta Mills. And then when President Kufuor came around, he had Aliu Mahama as his vice for the 2 consecutive terms. And then when President Mahama also came around, he had a Mr. Atta as his vice president. And then when the current president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, also came around. He also had Dr. Bawumia as his vice. It is a Dr. Bawumia who win the election. He will be the first president to have an Ashanti as his vice president. Okay, so President Mahama, and also we need start election here. These are the 5 records he will set. Number 1, Sir President Mahama, if we need this 2024 election year, first of all, he'll be the first president to have a female as his vice president. Again, in time past, starting from President Rawlings, we've always had a Mema as vice president. We can talk of Vice President Akar, we can talk of Vice President Mills, Vice President Aliu Mahama, Vice President Bawumia, Vice President Emisata. And for the first time, Sir President Mahama, if we need election year, we are going to have Jane Nana Opoku as the first female vice president of the Republic of Ghana. The second thing President Mahama will achieve is he will be the first person to rule Ghana for 2 non-consecutive terms, just like President Donald Trump of the United States. Himself, President Mahama, he can serve in the first term of year, and then he was voted out of office in 2016. He staged a comeback in 2020, and he's back again in 2024. It is at this time around, if he gets the mandate from the people to serve another 4 years, he will be the only person since 1992 to have ruled Ghana in 2 non-consecutive times. Okay, so the third thing President Mahama will achieve if he also wins this upcoming election, and he said he will be the first person or the only person to have ruled Ghana for more than 8 years since the 4th Republic. This is because Abraham President Atamos Efimu in 2012, Efimu in July. So President Mahama was sworn in the same month of July, and then he continued as president until we had another election in 2016. So he had about 5 months to rule as a president, and then he won that election again. So he also ruled for that 4 years. So we need this coming election now. It means that we're ruling for 4 years, which is 2 terms, and then another 5 months, which is unprecedented. Nobody has achieved that in the 4th Republic. Okay, so that also means that, and this is the 4th one, that also means that President Mahama will become the longest serving president, because we all know President Kufuor served 8 years, President Jerry Rawlings served 8 years, President Akufo-Addo is about to end his 8-year tenure. President Mahama, if he wins this election, it means he will also serve more than 8 years, something that any of our presidents in the 4th Republic has done or achieved. Okay, so the last one for President Mahama, which is not too pleasant, is that should he lose this election, it will mean that he will be the only person to have won an election in Ghana as president and then lost 3 subsequent elections. We all know that in 2016, President Mahama lost for the first time to the current president. He tried again in 2020 and he lost to the current president. So should he lose again this time around to Dr. Mahama Bawumia, it means he'll be the only person who have won an election and then subsequently lost 3 other elections. Okay, so that's a bit of statistics and analysis and analogies for you going into this election. We don't know whoever will emerge victorious. Even if it goes for a second round, definitely it's either going to be NDC or MPP. Our hope is may the best person win and take Ghana to the next level.